We spend most of our lives locked inside a tiny, predictable version of reality. We manage our daily tasks, protect our identity, and view the world through a narrow lens of survival. But occasionally, a moment breaks through that changes everything. Psychologist Abraham Maslow defined these rare occurrences as peak experiences, intense, exciting, oceanic moments of profound joy, absolute clarity, and transcendence. They represent the absolute pinnacle of human potential, where the ordinary boundaries of the self dissolve, and we are suddenly thrust into a state of deep connection, meaning, and awe. These are not mere emotional highs. They are sudden, unmediated encounters with what feels like ultimate reality itself. In this episode of our Exceptional Human Experiences series, we are taking a deep dive into the anatomy of the peak experience. We will explore the shared phenomenology that unites these moments across history, how recent neuroscientific research reveals what happens when the brain's default filters collapse, why transpersonal psychology views them as a vital catalyst for lifelong personal growth, and what their striking metaphysical features reveal about the underlying substrate of existence. While every peak experience is profoundly unique to the individual who undergoes it, scholars and psychologists have identified a distinct common core of phenomenological features that unite these moments. The first and most striking feature is a profound sense of unity. The traditional wall separating you from the rest of the world crumbles. Individuals report feeling radically at one with the universe, nature, or the ultimate ground of being, often experiencing the complete dissolution of the personal self. This is accompanied by a transcendence of time and space. The usual chronological clock stops. Seconds can feel like eternity, or hours can pass in a flash, as the mind becomes entirely absorbed in an infinite present moment, free from spatial limits. Because ordinary language was built to navigate a world of separate objects, these states possess the quality of ineffability. People frequently express that human words are fundamentally inadequate to describe the depth of what occurred. Yet, despite being hard to articulate, the experience carries an unmistakable noetic quality. It is not felt as a vague hallucination or emotional trick, but as an intuitive encounter with an ultimate reality, a state that feels infinitely more real and authoritative than daily life. Finally, the moment is marked by a deep sense of sacredness, a feeling of holy reverence and awe, and an intense, deeply felt positive mood, ranging from quiet serenity to overwhelming ecstasy. What actually sparks a shift like this? Peak experiences arise from a surprising range of catalysts. Sometimes it's the raw aesthetic power of a wild space, a mountain vista, an ocean horizon, an unexpected encounter with nature that quietly dissolves the ordinary ego. Sometimes it's art, getting lost in music or poetry, or the sudden electric spark of creative inspiration. Sometimes it's a structured practice, meditation, prayer, deep silence, built specifically to quiet the mind. Clinical studies using classic psychedelics have also reliably occasioned mystical-type experiences phenomenologically nearly identical to naturally occurring peaks. And sometimes it's simply a major human milestone, pushing the body to its limit in a marathon, the birth of a child, a moment of profound love that cracks the door open. When researchers first went looking for the neural signature of these states, they expected to find a brain lit up and firing on all cylinders. What they found instead was the opposite, and it reshaped how we think about consciousness. Ordinarily, a network of brain regions works constantly in the background to maintain your sense of self. Scientists call it the default mode network. It's active whenever you replay the past, worry about the future, or compare yourself to other people. It's essentially the brain's narrator, and its job is to keep you feeling like a separate, bounded you. During a peak experience, this network goes quiet, and as that self-narrating voice fades, the usual walls between brain regions come down too, letting parts of the brain that don't normally talk to each other sync up. The feeling of unity people describe isn't something the brain adds. It's what's left when the brain stops working so hard to keep you feeling separate. This has real clinical weight. In therapeutic settings, that same quieting has been linked to lasting relief from anxiety, depression, and addiction. Evidence that a single moment of this kind of clarity can leave a lasting mark on how the brain relates to life. To fully understand the human significance of these moments, transpersonal psychology reframed how we evaluate the upper reaches of human consciousness. Abraham Maslow pointed out a critical flaw in traditional psychology. For decades, science studied only broken or struggling minds, completely ignoring what happens when a human being functions at their absolute highest potential. Maslow argued that peak experiences are not irrational glitches or mystical anomalies, but the natural culmination of psychological health and self-actualization. However, because Maslow used the word peak, modern culture often misinterprets what these experiences actually are. We live in a world obsessed with optimization, where being at your peak usually means working faster or performing better. This is why people frequently confuse a true peak experience with states like flow or peak performance. While flow is a state of deep focus during a task, and peak performance is about achieving a high-level physical or mental result, a peak experience goes far beyond functioning well. It is rarely about accomplishing a goal. A peak experience is usually spontaneous, carrying an overwhelming sense of awe, ecstasy, and existential clarity that transforms how you see reality itself. This distinction highlights the true power of a peak experience within transpersonal psychology, its profound implication for personal growth. These moments are never just fleeting emotional highs to be collected like souvenirs. They act as irreversible catalysts. A peak experience provides a direct, unmediated glimpse of an individual's ultimate potential, revealing what is possible when the mind is fully open and unburdened by fear. Even though the intense flash itself may last only seconds or minutes, its aftereffects frequently trigger a permanent shift in identity. The rigid stories we tell ourselves about who we are begin to loosen. Life is no longer viewed through a lens of survival and lack, but as something inherently meaningful, rich, and worth living. A single glimpse behind the curtain changes the entire baseline of a person's existence, serving as a compass for long-term psychological evolution. Beyond the psychological and neurological shifts, a peak experience fundamentally alters a person's metaphysical map of existence. It pushes consciousness beyond the narrow boundary of daily life to encounter what is felt as ultimate reality itself. Scholars describe this shift as an encounter with two different kinds of unity. The first is extrovertive unity, looking outward at the world, at a forest or a night sky, and suddenly sensing that everything in it is alive with the same underlying presence, connected rather than separate. The second, deeper state is introvertive unity, where the personal I itself disappears. There is no longer an observer looking at anything, just an open, empty awareness with no boundary between it and the universe. In this space, the ordinary structures of time and space are entirely suspended. One exists in an eternal present, outside the ticks of a clock, completely unanchored from physical location. It is accompanied by a profound noetic authority, an intuitive certainty that one has broken through the surface of everyday life and touched something more real underneath it. A deep sense of sacredness and holy reverence naturally arises, not as a taught religious doctrine, but as an immediate response to the majesty of the divine presence. This striking consistency across human history points directly toward the perennial philosophy, the idea that beneath all different cultures, eras, and spiritual paths lies a universal, timeless substrate of reality. While Abraham Maslow sought to study these moments through a secular, scientific lens, he acknowledged that they inevitably lead to semi-religious conclusions, that life is inherently meaningful, that consciousness is deeply interconnected, and that the universe is far vaster and more sacred than our daily filters allow us to see. Ultimately, peak experiences remind us that our everyday perception of reality is only a fraction of what consciousness can experience. They are not random psychological illusions, nor are they reserved exclusively for saints or mystics. They are a natural human capacity, showing us that beneath the stress and daily demands of life lies a deep state of clarity, unity, and peace. Whether triggered by the quiet grandeur of nature, a moment of deep artistic immersion, or a sudden neurological quietening of the ego, these flashes serve as a permanent compass. They show us that we are not isolated islands navigating a chaotic world, but an integral part of a vast, interconnected whole. And once you catch even a brief glimpse behind that curtain, the way you look at your life, your identity, and your purpose is changed forever.